that wasn't planned. I was actually on the phone talking to my baby sister, and I'm at this gas station. So I really came off to go to Walmart, then go back and finish up my stuff. So I just wanted to do a real quick video. And I want to talk about, I really didn't have a title. So I just put, why don't you believe them? And what I want to say is this. When people show you who they are, why don't you believe them? So I was finna talk about Samson to my little sister. So I said, let me get off and do a video. Let me get off here and do a video because this can help people. The reason why I do this is so I can help multiple people. So listen to this, and I want you to listen to this good. I'm not trying to be long on here. My phone that I normally do my YouTube videos, I left it at home because I was coming out to do what I need to do, and I'm focused, so I'm not trying to be distracted. So I'm just coming right back. But listen to this. You know, one thing about God, and remember when I told you all about DMX. So this is basically the same thing I'm talking about. When DMX said, when people trust people to be who they are. And so the man was like, and I know I said this, but listen to me, because I'm going somewhere with this. So when the man wasn't on DMX level. So he said, yeah, when people show you who they are, believe them. So he had to break it down. I already said this, but I'm going somewhere with this because I want you to get it. If he show you he a liar, trust that he's a liar. If she show you she is envious, trust that that's who she is. Trust who they show you they are. And then he said something so profound, man, and prolific. He said this, but know them when you see them. Okay? Stop letting these strange spirits in your life. Stop letting these strange people in your life. God will show you these people, and you continuously push forward with their relationship. Let me say this. Do you know, look at Cain. Cain was so jealous of Abel that his countenance changed. He was jealous because God accepted Abel's offering and didn't accept his. Do you know people would be jealous of your relationship with God and want to take you out of here? Some people just spreading lies and rumors about you because they're jealous of your relationship with Jesus. Here's something that I've learned and that I want to talk about real quick about Samson. Samson is like most of us today. Samson knew this woman was after him in the wrong way. She showed him that she meant him no good. But he continually moved forward in a comfortable position. You know why? Because he trusted in his own strength. He felt like, oh, I can handle this. Do not ever underestimate nobody. So for some reason in my life, I've always attracted like clients. And what I mean by that is first of all, I'm a caregiver by nature. You know, and I'm a kind person by nature, especially like, you know, with my clients, or like I met this one guy at church. I was saved. I was married. I believe I had all 4 of my children. I did. So he was in the wheelchair. He was back in the corner. And he was just staring at me. So I went over there and I said, hi. He said hi to me first. And I said, how you doing? Then we just start talking, you know, like, you know, me and I don't make people feel like they're handicapped. I make you feel like you on top of the world, because you are. So he started calling me every day, all day. So we just be on the phone talking. So one day Greg said, Joy, that man like you. I said, that man don't like me, Greg. That man, you know, that I was, first of all, he was younger than me. And and Greg said, that man like you, Joy. Sure enough, that man told me, you know, he could barely talk. He told me, leave my husband. He said, leave that nigga, marry me. I said, huh? And I'm not mocking him. I'm just telling you what he said. So, and Greg was right. That man liked me. That man cursed Greg out. They told me to leave him and Greg and all that stuff. I couldn't believe it. So all of I attract. For some reason, I don't know. They wanted, I don't know. And I don't know what was the point of me sharing it, because I was going somewhere with that. But here's my thing. Okay, yes, there's where I was going with it. So I was talking to a client, and he asked me, he about 20-something, and he's, you know, disabled, and he's Caucasian, and he was like, do you have a man? And, you know, I'm like, Lord, show me how not to, because I don't like to hurt nobody's feelings. But then we was talking, I was saying, yeah, you have to be careful on these dating sites and stuff. You know what he said to me? He could kind of barely talk too. He said, I can handle myself. And he started saying things like, you know what I'm saying? He said, I might be in a wheelchair and I might barely can move, but I can handle myself. So he started saying stuff that made me say, he's showing me who he is. He was showing me who he was. And I'm like, whoa. Not just I can handle myself. The things he was saying, I could see behind that disabled spirit. Like I could see behind just being disabled. It's more to that to him. That he was showing me that the Lord was using him to show me who he was. Like he'll hurt somebody. And the reason why I brought that up is because we got to stop looking at people's outer exterior and their disabilities, whether it's a physical disability, whether it's a mental disability, no matter what it is. And what I'm saying is this: we try to look at people's vulnerabilities, and we feel like they're okay. It's an innocent thing, and we let people in our lives. Listen, please don't take this out of order. I'm trying to take you somewhere. You don't know what a person is capable of. You trying to keep this person in your life, or keep this person on because you feel sorry for them, or whatever the situation may be, and you just don't know what that person got in mind when it comes to you. That's number one. It brings me back to Solomon. Solomon felt like he looked at this woman and he felt like this woman, like he could handle her. But the very ones you think you can handle will be the very ones that wipe you out. Seriously. So with that being said, when people show you who they are, when God show you who these people are, and what I just used that example with the situation with the client, I use and with the guy that from way back in 2005, because I would never ever expected that person to behave like that and to be that vicious. But that's the thing. God be warning you. At that point, Greg was warning me, and my kids kept saying, Mama, that man like you. And I just could not believe it with everything in me. But thank God, I just kept my distance as far as never being around that person or anything like that. You know, try to befriend people to make them feel better about themselves, or to make them feel like, you know, to be there for somebody. Because, you know, I'm an encourager by gifting. God has gifted me with this. And the same thing with people. I love helping people. I love helping people emotionally, mentally, financially. I love helping people. And that can be a major thorn in my flesh if I don't listen to Jesus. Because the enemy will use my, of course, yes, my empathy. He will use my weakness to prey, P-R-E-Y, upon me and my family. These people are vicious and malicious. They are scandalous and manipulative. And the enemy is behind it. Because he has to, listen here, when God want to bless you, what he do? He can do whatever he want to do. He can bring somebody in your life. He can just bless you. He can do whatever he want to do. When the devil want to hurt you, what do? He brings somebody in your life, but he got to have people stationed in your life to monitor what God is saying, so he can know what to go and block and what to go and mess up. So I told y'all in the past, I had a friend that I loved so much, and I talked to her about everything. She talked to me about everything. She was Christian. She loved the Lord. All of a sudden, God started giving me Samson every day, about Samson and Delilah. He kept telling me to leave her alone, and I couldn't believe it, because I finally had me a friend, and I didn't want to let her go. I was comfortable with her, and guess what? The Lord showed me she could get everything out of my heart. Everything that was in my heart, I tell her everything. And I don't know when or how, what, but somewhere along the line, something entered into, it could have been already there. But why would God start telling me at a certain time of the relationship that this is not right? Because he wasn't telling me that at first. And we was together for years. We was together before I got married. She was even at my wedding in 1998, when I first got married with Greg. So then we stopped talking. Then we started back talking. She got married. Then her husband wound up getting divorced. Then we got back together, me and her, as far as start talking. So we started back talking in 2002, and we was friends all the way up until 2008. After I lost my house, I lost my rental properties, I lost my beauty shop. God kept saying, let her go, and I knew it. And I didn't know what to do, because I didn't want to let her go. So it's terrible that I was willing to keep this woman in my life at the expense of my relationship with Jesus. So one day I went to the gym. My sister went to the gym with me. And I said, what would you do if God tell you to leave somebody alone, and it's hard and you didn't want to? And my sister said, I'll pray about it. I'll pray and say, God, help me to let this person go. So that's what I did. I said, God, please help me to let go. And God helped me to let go. So now I lost my house, my houses, my businesses. I put the ministry down, and now I'm on a journey, just me, Jesus, and my family, where God wanted me to be in the first place. But he didn't want me to lose everything to get to that point. But because I didn't obey him, time ran out on that thing, and I lost. But God was waiting right there to tell me fasting is the key. And my life started all over, and and cut all ties. Well, this person would pop up periodically, like, 8 years later and stuff like that. But guess what? God, he would never let me forget that I shut that door. Don't go pick back up the relationships, because people can seem so innocent. Like, you could just, oh, that person is okay, that person. But if God is showing you something is not right, then something is not right. Stop overriding the Holy Spirit. Stop overriding discernment. Stop overriding God's protection. We holding on to these people that I'm telling you, I guarantee you, if Abel knew Cain was going to try to take his life, he would have ran for his life. I can only wonder why God didn't stop Abel, Cain. God allowed it. I can only wonder why God didn't stop Delilah. But God allowed it. You know why God allowed it with Delilah? Because Samson knew this woman was out to get him. And he kept moving forward in that very thing that God, he knew was wrong. But he thought everything was going to always be like it was. What can she do to me? What can she do to me? That's why it's important to pray for your children, pray for your family that's in these wrong relationships. Fast and pray that God remove those people out of their lives. Fast and pray that, matter of fact, you can start now fasting and praying that they don't even enter into their lives. Lord, remove every evil, wicked person, place, and thing away from me and my family. Keep them away from us. Keep these things away from us. I'd rather pray and fast before it happened to prevent it from happening than to watch this stuff come up on me and now my back is up against the wall and I'll be too weak to fast or pray. Have you ever experienced that? Were you so weak you can't fast and pray? Well, I have. This is real. We got to stop playing around. Stop playing games with the devil. God loves us. And oh my goodness, we need his mercy and grace. But why did God allow Samson to get in that situation? Because God is not going to override you. He wanted us. He giving us red lights and stop signs and red flags, but you keep going. You know something wrong with that person. So it's another person, that started off wanting to work for me. And so that person would call me all the time, but I'm like, what? This is weird. Then they would start talking out the side of their brain, like saying just weird stuff. Then this person sends me a picture of himself. I'm like, I know this person ain't trying to like me. Like, I only shared that because stop trying to override discernment. It's this one person. Somebody was telling me about this one person. She would never thought, and this person worked for her, she would have never thought that anything was wrong with this woman. Because the woman was so normal. She just was normal. All of a sudden, I'm not coming up against mental illness. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying do not override God's discernment and his protection. However way God want to reveal to you a person, pay attention. So one day she just started rapping. And so my little sister said she didn't pay no attention to it because I rap. Her sister 50 in a rapper show that, you know. So she just bust out and start rapping. In the middle of the conversation, just start rapping now. Hey, you know, okay, well, maybe my sister raps, so okay, I ain't gonna worry about that. They just start, certain people you just wouldn't think rap. Like, people just wouldn't think I rap. I'm not just gonna bust out and rap, but you know, that's a gift I got. But my sister's like, well, okay. My sister raps, so I'm just gonna ignore that you just bust out in the middle of the conversation and start rapping. I'm just going to override that. All of a sudden, guess what she said? She said, she started telling her that one of her family members lived with her. She said what she want to do. She said she don't have, and I'm just paraphrasing, she don't have a basement door. But she want to shut the basement door and lock them in the basement. Now, she don't have a basement door, but she want to shut them in the basement door, lock the basement door, and set the house on fire. Out of nowhere, this just came. She started saying all this off the wall, and she couldn't believe it. But all this time, this person was acting like, but see, them spirits can't hide too forever. And I'm not disrespecting nobody that has mental illnesses. It's a lot of people that's pushing roots. And what I mean by pushing roots, I'm talking about dead right now because of somebody who they saw some signs and they didn't get away from these people. And boom. People will be jealous of you when, listen here, let me say this and I'm going to get off of this video. People, oh my goodness. People will rob from you, steal from you, steal your identity, still try to copy you, try to buy things like you, all that stuff because they secretly want to be you. When God showed you these people and these little bitty small signs, be careful. Everything starts as a seed. The more that seed is watered, the more it grows. Listen here, baby. Listen here. A lot of this stuff that these people are dealing with started when they was a child. When these kids, okay, it was one time two little girls was on the FaceTime together. The other little girl sent the other little girl a pornography video where it was showing men's private parts. And these kids was 7 and 8. And so where did this little girl get this website from? How did this little girl know about this stuff? And that's what they sitting on the thing looking at and talking about. I don't know what happened to that baby to make her be like this. But the same thing probably happened to her that happened to me when I was molested at 3. Next thing you know, I'm watching Playboy magazines, stealing my daddy's Playboy magazines and watching them as a kid. My daddy never knew I was doing that. He never knew. So when I tell you these spirits, they come in and baby, they come into your home and your body, your body become their home, and they want to control you for evil. Control you for evil. So with that being said, the Bible says that God would not let us be ignorant of the devil's devices. So God is going to expose the devil. You better pay attention. And the Bible tells us not to give the devil a foothold. When God show you who these people are and tell you to cut them off, you better cut them off. Don't keep them lingering around. Don't keep them, okay, well, we don't hang out that much like we used to, so you feel like you obey God. That's the same thing Saul did. God told Saul to kill all the Amalekites, all of the enemies. Saul went and you know what he did? He kept who he wanted to keep alive. Oh, yeah. And then he went and said, I obeyed you, God. And the very ones that he didn't destroy all of them. So guess what happened? Guess who wound up killing him? The ones he didn't kill. The same nation, from the same enemies that God told him to kill, that he kept alive because he wanted to keep the best of the best alive. I'll kill the nobodies, but the ones that I feel that's prosperous and that'll be a addition to me, I'm gonna keep them alive. Listen to me. This is what I want to say. When God tell you to cut somebody off, listen, if it's hard for you to cut them off, you better go and pray like my sister told me to do and to ask God to help you, because you got to cut them people off. God knows something that you don't. He ain't going to tell you to cut somebody off for nothing. You think these people like you. And let me tell you nothing, too. I was talking to my sister about some people have a problem with being by themselves. They just got to have friends. They got to have somebody around them. Some people just, and it become a habit. You better break that. If that's you. Every time y'all see me, I'm by myself. I don't have to have nobody with me. You know why? Because I learned a long time ago, Ricara, that when God, girl, baby, I'm telling you, every time I chose somebody, it was wrong. It was the wrong person. And I would have, I'll be like, Lord, I'm thinking, I finally got me a friend. Baby, I stopped choosing, and I won't choose. When God brings somebody in my life, it's going to be God. Because I'm not ready to choose my own friends. At 50 years old, almost, I still ain't ready to choose. Because I don't know how. You hear me? So I'm not even going to try. God, you choose my friends. You show me who should be in my life. Until then, it's going to be me and you. Because when I get with you, baby, I'm all in. I get in prayer. God tell me, okay, Joy, boom, you finna do this. I want you to do this. I can't wait to go share it with you. And then guess what? Next thing you know, they start trying to write a book about what I just got through talking about. Or they steal the idea or stuff like that. Now you want to put the idea out before I can publish it. No. Just be patient and wait on God to bring you somebody. When God bring you a friend, you ain't got to worry about them stealing your ideas. You ain't got to worry about them stealing from you. You ain't got to worry about them around trying to see how they can manipulate things. It's going to be good. So when it's time, it's going to happen. Until then, learn how to be where God put you. Whatever you do, you will get used to doing it. Whatever you don't do, you will get used to not doing it. If you be by yourself long enough, you will get used to being by yourself. But what happens is, if you single and you listen to God's word, and you listen to Miles Monroe and different ministers, and you know Dr. Cindy Trim, and different ministers, Dr. Charles Stanley, God ministering to you to his different ministers, and he giving you direction and talking to you about what he want to talk to you about. Next thing you know, you start listening to romantic music and love music, and so guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna be lonely, because wherever you stir up, whatever you put in a pot, it's gonna boil or burn. I just made that up. I don't know. But whatever you stir up, that's what's going to rise. So that's why I'm saying you got to protect yourself. You can be comfortable and content, just like Paul was in the Bible. Whatever state God got you in, wherever, situation he got you in, you can learn to be content. If he got you in a single stage, it's supposed to be you and God. That way you can focus on writing your books. You can focus on starting your businesses. You can focus on doing the things that he got you doing. And you can be successful at these projects if you don't have any distractions. But if you always got to bring somebody in your life, you are making it a habit that's going to be impossible almost to break. That's how these young people are. A lot of these young people, they roll in flocks. And the very people that they can ride with sometimes be the one who want to take their life. That's why I just pray that God keep those type of people away from us. Keep them away from me and my children. Keep them away from anybody connected to me with the ministry. Keep them away from anybody in my family. You just don't know. The exterior is, and you know what? I said exterior earlier. And look at that sign over there. It say exterior. It's talking about car washing, and it say exterior. People looking on the outside, and they literally feel like it's like what the guy was talking about. He's in a wheelchair. He can't even move. But he telling you what he told me. Don't look at this and think I ain't capable of hurting somebody. He let me know right now, I'll take you out in a minute. You looking at the outside thinking somebody weak, or they vulnerable, or you can handle them, or they look innocent. Man, God will show you. Pay attention. Pay attention. Please. Just pay attention. And then don't get mad at God if he step back and let you have your way. Because sometimes we want something so bad, can't nothing, God or nobody else, stop us from going and getting it. I remember that time when I was trying to go see that guy. When I tell you, I knew I heard God say, be still. I ran. I hurried up so I can hurry up and make like I don't even hear God. Make like I don't even hear Jesus. I sure did. I started running to the car. I sure did. My phone went dead, so I couldn't, the GPS wouldn't even talk to me. I couldn't even, I pulled over at a hotel for them to print out directions so I can get to this person. Got to that person and left her with HPV. That's why I'm telling you. I know what I'm saying. When I'm talking about this stuff, I'm not telling y'all something that somebody told me. I'm telling you about what I experienced. God, thank God it wasn't HIV. And thank God that HPV went away in a year and didn't stay and give me cancer. But I saw the first moment when God said, be still. And I ran because I was going to ignore you, Jesus. Why? Because I wanted that thing that bad that I was going to keep going no matter what you said. He even cut my phone off. Well, I couldn't even use the GPS. Instead of me turning my little butt around and go, I pulled over to a hotel and said, could you print out some directions? And had a dream about the HPV before it even happened. And two of the ladies that was with him got cancer. To this day. Got cancer today. And I don't. And I know that's why I stay at God's mercy and that's why I'm constantly crying my tears and wiping his feet, the tears off his feet with my hair. Because I can't even explain to you how grateful I am that God is so merciful to me. I'm speechless. So we sit up here letting these people in our lives, believing the lies that they tell us, and knowing all along that alarm is going off in your belly, and you still pressing. You still pressing because you want that thing so bad. And you wondering why every time you try to go forward with a business or an idea or a project, nothing ever happens. Who you sharing it with? Who you telling your vision and your dreams to? Who you talking about it with besides God? Could that be the person that's hindering your progress? Could that be the monitoring spirit? Could that be the person that the devil sent that's on assignment? The person that you just love so much? Could that be their assignment? To monitor you so that the enemy can come and block every step of your way? They so jealous of you. They want to be you so bad. They want to rob you of your identity. They try to make you look bad, try to make you look delusional because they want to rob you of your identity. Everything you do, they go and do the same. everything. And you think it's just that, are they just my friend? You don't, what? Man. While you in there sleep, they telling the devil everything. Everything. It's not no coincidence that these people that get murdered and get killed, the murderers show up. Now, I'm not saying all the situations are the same, but somebody know where they are. Somebody, how did you know where they were? Somebody that knew where you was going had to tell them. This ain't no outside thing. Who you flocking with? You better check your environment. You better check your circle. And I ain't talking about check it with up against your requirements. I'm talking about you better check that circle with God's requirement. God, who you put here and who you didn't put here, who you didn't bring. Talk to him. Stop leaving God outside. And so, while I was in that room with that man, the phone rung. And you know how he answered the phone? He said, hello. And I'm sitting right there. He just making like he was asleep. While his wife was on the phone. And I didn't even know. But God told me and showed me and had mercy on me. That's why I don't put myself in those situations, because you know what? I never know what I'll do. So I'm not finna put myself in that, because I don't know. So I don't trust me. I sure don't. I sure don't. But I trust Jesus. So when God showed me a dream, when God showed me who these people are, I believe him, baby. And I'm going to run for my life. You hear me? You come along. You know I'm a woman of God. When they know you're a woman of God or a man of God, they going to come talking futuristic, family, marriage, Jesus, all that stuff. Why? Because they know that's what you want to hear. But what those things are baits. They are baits to reel you in so they can destroy your butt. Wake up and smell the coffee. They're going to say what you want to hear because that's what they are skilled at that. They are trained. Come on. So I'm done with it. I done said what I had to say. It's us. It's not them. Go back and look at all your red signs. Not just men, women, anybody. Go back and look at the red signs, the red flags. And then another thing too, when God revealed you the truth about that person, don't you forget when you confronted with that person again in your weakness. So now you falling for the very person that did you wrong, the very person that God showed you who they was, the very person that broke your heart. Now here you go in this same mess with them again. Guess what? You done forgot all about what they did to you. You finna do the same thing over and over again. You finna get your heart broken over and over again. How much heartbreak can you take? Then, when you get your heart broke, you want to call me and Tasha and Shilama and Ikama and Ikosha and Irasha and Ishasha and Ikuku and Imama and talk about it over and over and over and over and over again. Keeping that thing alive some kind of way. I don't want to hear it. By the time you get to me, you done told the story to 20,000 people. Please, I'm just finna get to the solution. I don't want to hear that again. I'm not finna feed in your mess. Listen, it's almost 9 o'clock. I got a little plan and regimen, so I got to get back to my little spot so I can get back, But come on. Don't forget that they gave you HPV or gonorrhea or chlamydia. Just like, remember I told y'all, that person that I gave, had sex with that boy. I was 14. Had sex with that boy. Then I went and had sex with that boy. That boy gave me gonorrhea. I gave it to that boy. Okay? Then I went on with my life. This man never stopped pursuing me. I got married and everything. He still was coming by my house. My daddy said, Joy married and she's saved. He still was coming, trying to find me. Ain't that much finding in the world. So finally, he found me. And I prayed. I told him I was so sorry. I wound up giving him $500. And you know why? I mailed it to him. It was his birthday. I mailed him $500. You know why I mailed him that $500? I'm going to tell you why. For the pain I caused and the hospital bill, whoever had to pay it, for him to have to go to the hospital to get treated for gonorrhea because I gave it to him. He don't know that's why I gave it to him. That's why. I wanted to fix all I could fix in that situation. I told him I was so sorry. We wound up praying. He gave his life to the Lord. All of that. He still was pursuing me. Ain't that much pursuing in the world. And I'm not saying, God want men, relationships and stuff like that, but I'm just saying, and that's just an example of, even though I'm not that same Joy, but that's an example of, don't forget. Don't forget. And let me end with this last story. So y'all know me. I'm so grateful for God's deliverance. I'll tell the world. I testify. So I was in the church one day and I was testifying about how the AIDS clinic came looking for me to test my blood because I was just giving myself away to those old low life scrubs. So I had to take an AIDS test. And I was 8 months pregnant with my daughter, my oldest daughter. But whoever I had sex with named me as one of their partners, and they had AIDS. Not HIV, they had AIDS. Okay? So, I was testifying of that after I got saved in the church. This was 2004 or something like that. 2003. So, one day, I was testifying of it at the church, and then all of a sudden, this other lady, she got up, she was crying like a baby. She said, thank you so much, Joy, for sharing your testimony. She said, I want to say something that I've been running from for years. She said, every time I go somewhere and get too close to people, I leave and skip town and go somewhere else because I'm afraid to get close to anybody and share what's my situation. She said, I was married. And she said, and my husband was sleeping around with all these different women. And she said, the people, the health department kept coming to her house, telling her that her husband had HIV and that she need to come and get tested. So she would go get tested and she didn't have it. But she kept sleeping with her husband, knowing he had it and knowing he kept sleeping around until one day she got it. She didn't get strong enough to leave him until after she got HIV. And she just cried like a baby. And we hugged, and everybody hugged, and she said, I'm not running no more, thanks to Joy being transparent. She said, I'm not running no more, and I'm not going to be afraid to tell my testimony. But the point I want to pull out of there is, this woman did not have HIV when then people kept telling this girl to go get, to leave, you know, she need to stop having sex with him, or she need to wear protection. She just kept going back and back until finally she found herself in this situation that she got to live with right now. Not to say that God can't heal her from that, because God can do all things. What I'm saying is, we got to stop running back to the very people that's hurting us. Now, thank God I never went back to that man and God healed me of that HPV. So when I went back the next year to get my women's yearly, I didn't have it. But the other two women, they wound up with cancer because they kept going back. I don't know if this video bless anybody, and I'm not taking it down. I just want us to wake up and get ready for what God is doing through prayer and fasting and giving. And I'm constantly writing everybody's name down in the state, you know, and preparing for this 40-day fast that we're about to do. And we're going to have prayer. Prayer is going to be 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's not going to, because God told me first watch. The first watch is at 6 o'clock. I'm sorry, not 6:30. It's 6 o'clock. God told me first watch prayer. First watch prayer is 6 p.m. So we're going to have prayer at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm working everything out, so just be patient. We're going to get the 40 days in. Keep sending me your state, your city, state, and your name, and let me know that you want to be a part of this revival prayer that we're about to do. And just go from there. So I pray that this video bless somebody. You know, you might hear this today. You might hear this 10 years from now. But, you know, Lord, help us. You know, we're so desperate. So desperate. People lose weight just to get a man. And, you know, man, if God can't trust you with beauty, man, what can he trust you with? Some people, they just want attention so bad. They just want a man or a woman so bad. Is that all you living for? I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, so I'm just going to shut my mouth. I'm just praying for you, because I'm just praying for you. You know, when I lost weight, I never looked for no man. I want to lose weight because I want to be healthy. I want to be the best Joy that I could be. I don't want to have to be out of breath trying to put on no sock on my foot. I don't want to be out of breath walking. I want to be healthy. I want to be what God created me to be. Whole. Not because I want a man. You understand? Yes, when you lose weight, it makes you more attractive, and it draws more attention to you. But can you handle the attention? Can God trust you with weight loss? Can God trust you with money? Can God trust you with rental properties? Can God trust you with relationships? Can he trust you with being a boss? Could he trust you with being a manager? Could he trust you with being a mother? Could he trust you with being a wife or a husband? Could he trust you with being a father? Could he trust you with a new vehicle? Could he trust you with the anointing? Could he trust you with the assignment? Come on, y'all. You get a few dollars in your pocket, now you think you high and mighty. You looking down on people. Could God trust you? You know, just, you know, okay, I'm done. I just sit in this daggone. gas station. You know, and I'm finna grade to go. So I love you guys, and you know, I really do pray that this somebody can use this message. I really do. I really do. God bless you, God's Bo. My mama named Bo, girl. Her nickname is Bo. God bless you, beautiful, for your seed sown. And everybody, thank y'all for y'all seed sown and for your prayers and your love. And thank you so much for being a part of this revival prayer that we doing. Man, we gotta pray these souls in. We got to pray this death away, and all this killing and murdering and theft and you know, all this mess, this sin, so God can come in and have mercy and heal our land. So let me go. I love you guys. Have a blessed day, okay? Love y'all.